Hello, how's it going? This is Jocelyn with the Meliora Mentor podcast. Meliora means better in Latin, and I really liked the name Meliora Mentor, but I've been thinking about it for an extended amount of time, and Meliora is hard to say, it's hard to pronounce, and it's hard to spell. And I was thinking if I was looking for a podcast, I probably would not look for one called Meliora. So we're super simplifying this podcast, and if you haven't heard already, I am renaming it. I am renaming this podcast Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood. And we're going to keep with the format that I have been doing. I'm still going to do pregnancy episodes on Tuesday that encourage positive mindset, and more motherhood focused episodes on Friday. Because I want to help you. I have been helped to find positivity in my life by changing my thoughts, and I want to help you because it has been so powerful and transformational in my life, and I know that if it can help me in all the ways that it has, it can help you too. So I just hope to be a little bit of a guide and help you on the journey of pregnancy and motherhood. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life, and I can help you. Thanks for joining. Hey, how's it going? So I had this topic come up a little bit earlier last week, and it's been rolling around in my mind a lot, and I feel like some of us need a refresher and some encouragement on this topic. And the topic is all or nothing holding you back? I think sometimes we let this all or nothing thought process, it's not really a thing, it's a thought process. I think we let the all or nothing thought process hold us back from really accomplishing our goals because we feel like it has to be all or nothing. We get in these ruts where we feel like if we're not doing all the good things and all the good goals, then we just might as well not try. It's not worth it. And I don't want you to get stuck there because honestly, sometimes with all or nothing, we do get stuck there. Or we get stuck in either I'm doing it all or I'm doing nothing. And then we don't do anything because we're afraid that we're going to do it all or do nothing. So I'm here to encourage you today about moderation and small steps that will actually pay off big over time in your life. Today I'm going to apply the all or nothing mental block to eating healthy. Now, all or nothing can actually appear in many areas of our life. It can appear in how we clean our house. It can appear in our relationship with our children. But today we are going to talk about all or nothing in regards to eating healthy. Sometimes it helps to illustrate these types of things with stories or examples. So I'm going to give you a few examples from my own life of where I got stuck in all or nothing and how I've been able to learn over time to combat that and to get out of all or nothing. I used to be of the mindset that if I messed up when I was eating healthy, I was done for. I could basically just fell off the wagon and there was no hope to get back on the wagon. And so I figured, since I ate just one Oreo, that heck, I already messed up, I might as well eat 5 Oreos, and then who's counting? And soon 10 Oreos would be gone. And I just had this bad mentality of if I don't do perfect at it, I can't do it at all. And I will be honest, it did take some time to figure out how to overcome this. It took thought processes and practicing to overcome this bad habit that I had with thinking that my eating was all or nothing. So what thoughts worked? What thought processes helped me when I was trying to overcome this all or nothing mentality? So one thing that really helped is to just give myself some grace. Instead of beating myself up and saying, wow, you're such an idiot. You just ate that cookie and you haven't wanted to, and you wanted to keep this goal, and you just ruined it. You're done for. Like, you're stupid and pathetic, and you can't even stay away from a cookie. You can't even keep it out of your mouth. So instead of going to all of those terrible thoughts, I would just give myself some grace. It's okay. This doesn't mean that I have to stop trying to eat healthy. And just simply being kinder to myself when I did have a quote unquote mess up actually helps me to desire to want to do better, to want to move forward instead of just getting so discouraged, so down that it didn't even feel like I wanted to try. Because I got in that negative boat where I was beating myself up so much that I didn't even feel like I was worth trying. I didn't feel like I was worthy to reach this goal that I had to eat healthy. Another thing that has been really powerful, or another thought process that has been powerful in working through these moments where I mess up or I eat something that I didn't want to eat, is to just look at it with new eyes. Instead of, like I say, doing all of the bad, negative thought processes about how terrible I was, instead of letting my thoughts go there, I would refocus my thoughts on this 4-word phrase. And it's really powerful if you just think through this 4-word phrase, what you're going to do next time. And the 4-word phrase is, next time I will. And then you fill in the rest. So let's say you just ate an Oreo, or 2 or 3 Oreos, and you're feeling pretty yucky about it, and your mind wants to go to how pathetic you are that you put Oreos in your mouth instead of an apple. So instead of going there, I want you to think, next time I will, and what are you going to do next time you have the temptation to eat an Oreo? Are you going to grab a glass of water? Are you going to grab gum? Are you going to distract yourself? What are you going to do next time that temptation comes up? And think through it. And then next time that temptation comes up, you have a plan. You have something you can do to implement to help you with this all or nothing mentality because you've thought through it. Now, what if you have the cookie again? Well, then you do the same thing. You give yourself some grace and you think, next time I will, and you think of something that's more doable and easier than whatever you had set last time. So if last time you said, next time I will drink water instead of have Oreos, or next time I will have an apple instead of Oreos. So if you don't have the water or the apple instead of those Oreos and you eat the Oreos, you need to set something different, something more doable that your brain will feel like you can do. So you'll say, next time I will have 1 Oreo and then I will put gum in my mouth. It just takes time, and it takes working through it, and it takes intentionality in thinking through these thought processes. But you'll find that as you do it, as you repeat it, and as you get better at redirecting your thoughts from all the negative things it wants to tell you to the positive things, and next time you will, it will be a powerful way to overcome this all or nothing mentality. All or nothing mentality can be really discouraging because it keeps you stuck. You'll do great for a while at your goals, at your eating healthy, or at your getting up earlier, whatever other goal it may be. You will do great for a while, and then life happens. Especially as mothers, life happens. Kids get sick. We get sick. Lack of sleep, change in schedules and routines. Maybe it's a phase your child has started going through, and it's causing lumps and bumps and differences in your motherhood. But whatever it is, life happens, and we can't always meet that all perfectionism goal. And what it does is it actually keeps us stuck. If we don't reach that all, sometimes we go back to what worse than we were before than if we use our thoughts to moderate us through and to intentionally help us to improve each time in the process of all or nothing and learning to eat healthy. A powerful example that I have learned through my journey of eating healthy has been that of a highway. We can't drive from destination A if just destination A is in Idaho and destination B is in Arizona. We can't make that trip on 1 tank of gas. So think of it like your goals. Think of that trip from Idaho to Arizona like your goals. Your goals, you can't do one straight trip from A to B without some stops in the middle. And that's exactly how a road trip goes. On a road trip, if I can pronounce that properly, you have to make pit stops. You have to get gas. And on this journey of eating healthy, and if it's losing weight, you are going to make those pit stops. And you're going to need to, or you're going to want to just stop on the highway and go back to Idaho and not even try to get to Arizona. But as you take these pit stops and you learn from them, you will be able to get right back on the highway and make your way to Arizona. That actually has been one of the most powerful mindset shifts that came for me when I was trying to lose weight. I have lost all of my baby weight after my third and fourth babies. I lost it each time, which wasn't easy for me. The weight just didn't fall off. I had to do all the things. I had to eat no processed foods. I had to drink more water. I had to stop eating after 7. I had to do it all, but it was these mindset things that I shifted in my brain and the way I thought that actually helped me to reach it. And it's actually helped me to sustain it. I have sustained the weight that I've been at for more than a year. And it's only through changing my thoughts, because our thoughts are what we sow consciously or subconsciously about what we are going to reap. So if we are not using our conscious brain to work through these moments where we feel like we're stuck, then our subconscious will take over. And those often tend to be the negative thoughts that tell us we're not good enough and we can't do it. But as moms, we want to do it. We want to reach our goals. We want to get from point A to point B, in this case, in our healthy eating. And you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So if you are thinking every time you have your cookies or your Oreos how terrible you are and how annoyed you are that you can't keep this goal, then you're going to reap that. It's going to be incredibly hard to reap that goal. But if you start thinking of, okay, it's all right. Next time I will. It gets easier because you're reprogramming your brain and you're training yourself to believe that you can do this, that you're going to get there. Even if you have to take 100 pit stops along the way, along this highway from point A to B, you're going to get there. Have patience with yourself, mama. I know you can do this. I know that over time and working with yourself intentionally and consciously, you can overcome the all or nothing mentality. I am cheering for you. So to sum up what today's episode was about overcoming all or nothing mentality. The main thing to do is to give yourself grace and think of these 4 words followed with your plan. Next time I will. Don't beat yourself up. That is actually one of the most important parts for succeeding in this goal, from point A to point B. And you can do it, even if you have to take many pit stops like I did on this journey. If you thought of someone during this episode who you think could benefit from it, or who has mentioned to you lately how they are frustrated, how they can't seem to eat healthy even though they want to, will you share this episode with them and tell them how it gave you a lot of new ideas and ways to look at healthy eating and the all or nothing mentality? I would really appreciate it if you would share it. And if you haven't already, I'd also really appreciate a rating and review on iTunes. That helps this podcast to be found by other mothers who want to find positivity, who want to become the person that they desire to be. So if you would do that for me, I would really appreciate it. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you in a positive pregnancy, in losing that stubborn baby weight, and becoming the mom you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday mom life. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time,